the most dangerous volcanoes on Earth, exploring nature's power. In the year 79 AD, a mountain buried a city in minutes. A wave of superheated ash and gas, racing at hundreds of miles an hour, swallowed the Roman city of Pompeii, freezing thousands of people where they stood. It preserved their last, terrified moments for eternity. Today, that mountain, Vesuvius, looks peaceful under the Italian sun. But it casts a long shadow over the modern city of Naples, where 3 million people now live their lives at the foot of a ticking time bomb. Vesuvius is just one of Earth's sleeping giants. What would happen if they all decided to wake up? We're heading to the base of 3 of the planet's most dangerous volcanoes to understand the terrifying power they still hold over all of us. Our planet is alive, and nowhere is that fact more obvious or more frightening than at the edge of an active volcano. These aren't just mountains. They are gateways to the raw, molten power churning at the center of our world. They are creators of land, and sometimes destroyers of civilizations. While thousands of volcanoes dot the globe, a handful pose a unique and constant threat because of their violent history, their unpredictable nature, and their chilling proximity to millions of people. Our journey starts with the most infamous of them all, a name that has become a synonym for disaster. Mount Vesuvius, the buried past. High above the sparkling Bay of Naples in southern Italy stands Mount Vesuvius, a peak that is both a beautiful landmark and a haunting monument to nature's fury. For centuries, it was just part of the scenery. The Romans built entire cities at its base, farming the rich, fertile slopes, never realizing the mountain wasn't what it seemed. They didn't know it was a stratovolcano, a cone built from layers of hardened lava and ash from eruptions long past, capable of truly staggering explosive power. In 79A, that secret was revealed. In one of history's most famous volcanic disasters, Vesuvius erupted with unimaginable force, blasting a column of ash and rock miles into the atmosphere. But the real killer was the pyroclastic flow. It was a searing avalanche of toxic gas and pulverized rock heated to hundreds of degrees that roared down the volcano's sides at nearly 100 miles per hour. It was simply inescapable. The cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum were wiped off the map, buried under a thick blanket of ash that would preserve them in chilling detail for almost 1,700 years. The plaster casts made from the hollows left by the victims, frozen in their final seconds, are a permanent, harrowing memorial to the volcano's lethal power. Vesuvius has erupted many times since then, with its last major burst of activity happening in 1944 during the chaos of World War II. And since then, it's been quiet. Almost too quiet. Today, Vesuvius is classified as being in a state of active rest, a calm-sounding term for a volcano that is very much alive. The danger hasn't gone away. It has grown. The slopes are no longer home to a few Roman towns, but to the sprawling metropolis of Naples. More than 3 million people live in the immediate area, with over 700,000 in the red zone, the area of greatest danger. Those residents would have only minutes to evacuate if a major eruption kicked off. Scientists at the Vesuvius Observatory, the world's oldest volcanological institute, watch the mountain's every breath. They track its tiny tremors, the gases it exhales, and the subtle swelling of the ground, looking for any sign that the magma below is on the move. While scientists believe the next eruption could be of medium-low energy, no one can be certain. Emergency plans have to be based on a far more violent Scenario 1 that could again unleash deadly pyroclastic flows. With Vesuvius, it isn't a question of if, but when. And when it wakes up, it will threaten a modern civilization, just as it did an ancient one. Mount Merapi, the ever-present threat. From an ancient threat sleeping in Europe, we traveled to the Pacific Ring of Fire, to the island of Java in Indonesia. Here we find a volcano whose danger isn't in its silence, but in its constant, fiery roar. This is Mount Merapi, which literally translates to Mountain of Fire. It's a name it earns over and over again. Merope is one of the most active and dangerous volcanoes on the planet, a relentless force in one of the most densely populated places on Earth. Unlike Vesuvius, Merope rarely sleeps for long. Its eruptions are frequent and often deadly, a constant reality for the millions who live in its shadow. A new eruptive period began in late 2020, and as of 2025, it just keeps going. Week after week, its lava dome at the summit grows, becomes unstable, and then collapses, sending avalanches of glowing rock and hot gas pouring for miles down its slopes. For the people of central Java, life is a state of permanent vigilance. They know Merope's moods and watch for the signs. But sometimes, the mountain is just too fast. In 2010, a series of violent eruptions showed off Merope's full power, killing 353 people and forcing 350,000 to flee their homes as searing hot clouds tore through their villages. Those pyroclastic flows are Merope's signature weapon, a terrifying mix of ash and gas that moves at incredible speeds, incinerating everything in its path. Indonesian authorities monitor Merope with an intensity that's reserved for only the most serious threats. The volcano is currently at an alert level of 3 on a 4-level scale, indicating high unrest. Exclusion zones are almost always in effect, warning people to stay anywhere from 3 to 7 kilometers away from the summit. But life has to go on. People farm the incredibly fertile volcanic soil, their livelihoods tied to the very mountain that threatens to take everything away. Living with Merope is a generational gamble, a delicate dance between respect, fear, and incredible resilience. It is a daily reminder that some of Earth's most dangerous places are also the places people call home. Kilauea, the slow destroyer. Our last stop takes us to the heart of the Pacific Ocean, to the big island of Hawaii. Here, we find a different kind of danger. This volcano isn't known for a single catastrophic explosion that can wipe out a city. Instead, its power is slow, mesmerizing, and completely unstoppable. This is Kilauea. Kilauea is one of the world's most active volcanoes, but it's a different beast entirely. It's a shield volcano, built up by countless layers of fluid lava flows. Its eruptions are typically effusive, not explosive. Rivers of molten rock just pour from its vents, consuming everything they touch in a slow-motion disaster. After erupting almost continuously for 35 years, it entered a new, energetic, and episodic phase of eruption in late 2024 that is still going on today. The 2018 eruption was a stunning display of Kilauea's power to remake the land itself. For months, fountains of lava shot into the air as vast rivers of molten rock flowed through entire neighborhoods, carving new paths to the sea. The eruption destroyed over 700 homes and completely filled in Kapoho Bay, burying a once vibrant marine ecosystem under a new delta of black rock. The landscape was permanently and dramatically changed. But the danger here isn't just the lava. Kilauea spews huge amounts of sulfur dioxide, which reacts with the atmosphere to create VOG, or volcanic smog. VOG can cause serious respiratory problems, damage crops, and poison ecosystems far from the eruption itself. And when the lava, heated to over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hits the ocean, another hazard is born. The seawater flashes to steam, creating huge plumes laced with hydrochloric acid and tiny sharp shards of volcanic glass. This mixture, called laze, is deadly to breathe and devastating to marine life. Yet, out of all this destruction comes creation. Volcanic soil is some of the most fertile on Earth, and in time, life always finds a way back. Pioneer plants are quick to colonize the new, barren lava fields, starting the slow process of building a new ecosystem. The people of Hawaii have a deep cultural connection to Kilauea, viewing it not as an evil force, but as the work of the volcano goddess, Pio. They have learned to live alongside this active creator and destroyer, a testament to the resilience of both nature and the human spirit. From the buried secrets of Pompeii to the constant rumbles of Merope and the land-altering flows of Kilauea, it's clear that volcanoes have their own personalities. Vesuvius is the sleeping giant, a reminder that centuries of silence can be shattered by unimaginable violence. Merope is the hyperactive threat, forcing millions to live in a state of constant alert. And Kilauea is the great builder, a force that doesn't just threaten a landscape, but actively remakes it right before our eyes. These three titans are a powerful reminder that we live on a restless planet. They prove a fundamental truth, that just beneath the surface of our world lies a wild, untamable energy. Our ability to monitor and predict gets better every year, but ultimately, we're still just living at the mercy of forces far beyond our control. The most dangerous volcanoes on Earth aren't just geological oddities. They're a humbling measure of our real place in the natural world. If you found this journey to the world's most powerful volcanoes as fascinating as we did, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the incredible forces that shape our planet.